Do you believe in UFOs? How far would you be willing to go in body, mind, and heart to make contact? Would you be willing to lose yourself in that journey? One of self-discovery and wonderment? Over 50 years ago, Rob Freeman, with a self-made skywatching kit, saw the unexplainable right from the rooftop of his parents' house. His goal was simple: to try and communicate with them and document what he might see. That experience changed him. But even today, with a new, self-made high-tech skywatching kit, Rob's not a UFO hunter or some kind of an alien addict.
Getting brighter and then coming down, getting brighter.
He's just filled with childlike curiosity. Deep in his heart, he knows he needs to make contact. Why? This means something. This is important.
And it's the closest thing I've ever seen. Absolutely amazing. I'll never forget that. Never.
Over 3 years and across 10 countries, our mission was simple: to explore, experience, and document, and ultimately work towards understanding the evolving mythology of UFOs in today's world. It was an adventure of a lifetime. In the summer of 2016, our goal was to skywatch through the hot spots of the world, and the United Kingdom was host to 3.
So this is the night vision infrared thermal vision.
Okay.
And it actually measures heat. So you can get images actually showing up through clouds, things behind clouds. And so if we do get any crafts, we'll see if it puts out heat from, some kind of engine or something. It'll be pitch black, but you can see everything because of the heat signature. It forms images, and you can actually see objects, and just like with your regular eyesight, except it's by heat instead.
In addition to skywatching, a secondary focus was to interview and learn more through others who had experienced the otherworldly. We landed in Glasgow, Scotland, and met with John Gillis, just outside of Edinburgh. John is an active in-the-field researcher whose numerous infrared night vision sightings have been chronicled in the British Earth and Aerial Mysteries Society.
An MIB appeared at the back of the gate, and it's all brambles and rusted and grass growing through and everything, right? So how he got there, right at this time we hit the ground, boom, I don't know. We just looked like that, and there he was, and that's what happened.
Of importance, John, among his many recollections, went into great detail about a visitation he received from an alien with gray wrinkled skin and glowing blue eyes, who possessed strong telepathic powers.
And I'm telling you, this guy was alive, and he wasn't a figment of my imagination. Even though I looked at my dog, I could see my dog just sniffing about. Doesn't acknowledge this guy, and he's there, and he's a big guy, and I'm looking right into his eyes. Right, all his eyes are blue. Looked into my eyes like that. I can't see new people. He's alive, I can feel life of him, like numb. And on his cheek here, he's got a tattoo, right? And it's like a red tattoo. Like that, like that, like that, like that. I don't know what that was meaning, right? But that was him, right? And he was alive.
Was he communicating to you at that time, looking straight in your eyes?
Well, put it this way, see when I'm looking into his eye, well, he's looking into my eyes because he's coming past me like that. I felt, what could you say? I felt like life like I've never felt life before.
He was one of the first we met and talked with that detailed an encounter such as this.
The object was there, it went into the cloud, and the cloud was like cloud, right? And it vanished. The sightings that's been on that camp alone, not just with me, with other people, you know what I mean? And the ufologists in this country, in Scotland, right, they ignore all that. On top of the camp, 10 people went to it the night and reported it. I bet there wouldn't be a ufologist in Scotland coming in and interview anybody. It should be all over the place, you get what I mean? It should be common knowledge, like. We've only got one really good sighting this year, right? We've got a sighting here at the ship low down, right? You could actually see the portholes in this, right? As it silently just went right over the top of them. The whole area just lit up in green glow right around them. I think there was 4 of them. They run to the car. They couldn't get the car started. They left it at the camp and run down to the Mayfield to their house. They never come out their house, never talked to each other for about a week before they went back up for the car. It's no fake.
Coming into Liverpool, we met and skywatched with Franny Hudson.
I leave the camera rolling when I ask, and then if they come straight away, they're the ones I'll post and go, well, I did call them.
How you doing?
And when I was looking at it, it was round.
Franny is an active participant in the Advanced Anomalies Study Group, a Facebook chat forum, and he was instrumental in connecting us with many Ce5 practitioners in the California area.
Sometimes they'll make a sighting before you even call them. Came across, stopped, and then slowly started moving upwards. I had an old digital camera and I'm trying to get it in the viewfinder. By the time I got it into the viewfinder, it was off into the distance, because I've never seen a speed like it. Through the clouds, turned to the left-hand side and went. You can feel it trying to catch your attention. It's flashing towards me. It's not the sun's reflection, because it's like it's some form of energy that they give off and flashes towards you. Like, it's almost to say, you've asked for me to show up, here I am. Whoa, that's life-changing, seeing something like that.
Franny has witnessed, recorded, and studied many sky anomalies.
And in my mind, I just say, benevolent beings in the sky, if you hear my call, please show me a sign. But in a child's voice, I ask them to come and play. And I send off, you know, a good feeling that we want to see you come down and join us. And normally that's all I do, and they come down.
It was during this skywatch that Rob began experimenting with his newly acquired military-grade thermal scope.
Moving slowly and consistently. It's difficult to see, isn't it? Take a look in the screen and you tell me what you think. Quick.
Within minutes of implementing our newly honed connection techniques, Rob saw an object emitting a heat signature high in the sky that was not visible optically.
It doesn't really appear to be a bird, guys. And I kept thinking, is it a plane? But I saw no wings. And it wasn't a bird because it had a steady movement across.
Five. Is that on record, is it?
No.
There's an aircraft coming down now. If it was a bird, I'd expect it to be moving and then turn the other way and do what birds do. It just looked like a solid white ball moving across the sky slowly, but we couldn't see it with our naked eyes. No, that can't be a bird.
It looks like an anomaly, guys. It really does.
It moves like one. It didn't look round. It looked almost like an oval, and it was just moving, and it was just clocking it.
It's going to go into the cloud shortly. And I'm just continuing to follow this thing along. There were no wings on it. And you would have seen wings because I caught some earlier images of planes high up, and you can see the classic wings on the plane in the infrared, and I focused it and it really looked like spherical.
It didn't look at all like an airplane, and it definitely wasn't moving like a bird. I don't know.
We could not get it with our cameras, we could not get it with our binoculars, but it was super high up there somewhere.
However, with this being a new piece of gear, the ability to record the object was not immediately possible. Lesson learned, and now we were off to Wales.
Turn that on when something appears.
Following several days of rain, and knowing that a visit to Stonehenge would also be soaked out, we decided to drive right into Wales. During the 1970s, Broadhaven, a small village in Wales, made its name known by becoming a prime spot for UFO sightings. It dubbed the name Broadhaven or Welsh Triangle after the Bermuda Triangle, following a flap of UFO sightings.
It's a different little village here.
Like a miracle, the sun brilliantly greeted us as we drove down the main strip of Ynslis.
Hello. Okay,
And it was decided to forego supper and go right into a skywatch.
just above that cloud.
Within 15 minutes, Rob detected a heat-emitting object. On this occasion, he had also connected an SD card reader to the thermal scope and recorded his first thermal image in the skies over the Irish Sea. Success!
Yeah, the first thing I shot, I saw something moving across the screen in the infrared in the thermal camera, and I thought, oh, maybe it's a plane, and I filmed it. And then I believe later on in our session, I saw another thing moving across the screen. Couldn't see it with my eye. I filmed that one too. And then last night, before going to bed, I actually put them on the computer. I motion tracked the first one, and it doesn't look like a plane. The second one definitely does look like a plane because you can see the wings. But the first one, I can't say what it is. Don't know if it's a UFO. But it doesn't look like a plane. Irish ferry. Okay, so the cloud is black. Black is hot.
We should see it going right in there.
So when we go back,
that little peak is the same as that little peak. Those little double clouds, those little double clouds.
Yeah.
So it should be going right in there. It should be going right in there.
This is the object here. I'm backing it up.
It was exciting to look over that footage.
Below the cloud?
Yeah, right under those little double clouds. That other little pit.
We're checking to see if the object, it would have gone straight across here.
This object came across and went right through there and into the clouds.
Yeah, I've zoomed into 400% and I don't see it. The object is here, and you can see it moving across. This area I've cut out is this area. So this is cloud here. And we would see the object right about here, and we don't see it. I'm looking for it in this image and I don't see it in the visible image.
The Hessdalen phenomenon soon came up on our skywatching radar as a 15-kilometer valley in Norway, where there had been multiple and consistent sightings.
And where are we now?
We are here.
Right up here.
Yeah.
And everything is generally seen throughout the valley here?
Exactly.
Many of them appear as strange hovering balls of strong flashing light, some as large as cars, floating around, gliding by house windows, or zipping down the valley before suddenly fading away.
After 1.5 hours, when I looked at it, it suddenly went out in the field, stopped, and coming towards them. But they then hit the radio button to alarm us up here. And just when they hit the bottom.
There are even daytime sightings that look like metallic objects in the sky.
They were outside the tent and they saw it with their eyes. And it was glowing and going around like just in the same area. When they went into the tent to look if their camera captured it, there was nothing there. Before the phenomenon, we got problems with our system. And the cameras. Everything is shutting down. And
Yeah.
now it's happening.
Early UFO enthusiasts took this as a sign that the valley was a portal to other worlds. In 1983, Associate Professor Erling P. Strand, along with 4 individual researchers, began to investigate this phenomenon with no official government support. Erling works at the Østfold University College as a teacher in the Department of Information Technology. He has a master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Trondheim and studied physical electronics and telecommunications. Erling is also the European representative of the Society for Scientific Exploration.
But you have to climb up the mountain. And my friend did that with his fishing gear. Nice weather like this, climbing up. And he sat down, rest a little bit, and then he saw an object slowly materialize, coming out from nowhere, slowly in the air. So in the beginning he saw just the front part of it, and then he slowly saw more and more part of it, and then it slowly, and then the whole object stood in front of him. And they saw a light coming from here, moving here, in front of that mountain, over Lake Øyungen, and it disappeared behind that mountain. But it illuminated 1 square kilometers of the lake. They saw something in the water, which was, it was in the daytime, it wasn't light though, but it was some dark, it was moving around.
Erling, as the project manager, soon set up Project Hessdalen to unite more experts in unraveling the mystery of the mysterious orbs. Twice a year, for 14 days, the science teams measure the size, shape, and speed of the orbs, using a wide range of equipment to examine the elements that make up the light.
As you can see, we have a camera to the east there. That's the camera to the south. Over there we have the fisheye camera that's shooting the night sky. Over there we have camera west, and behind the tent we have camera north. We call that the eagle eye system. That takes pictures all around us. So when we see the phenomenon, we can triangulate the positions and report to the headquarters what we have seen. All the gear that's connected out here is supported in that tent. So as soon as it gets dark, we settle in that tent and we observe the night sky. Over here we have 3 small computers. That's the ion measurement for the positive ions. That's the measurement for the negative ions. And that's our Geiger counter. Here we have our weather system. So we can monitor the relative and absolute air pressure, temperature, humidity, everything we need to know. And all of a sudden, just above the mountain ridge in the south, it appeared a big ball, all yellow. And then it was almost like someone grabbed it and spun it around, and it changed from yellow to orange into bright red. The professors at the school asked me if I wanted to come. I've shown some interest in the work that I've done because we have posters and information at the school regarding this project, because it's been going on for several years. It wasn't very hard to convince me to join. So this is my second trip now.
Smaller balls of light come out of larger ones, while some balls of light come out as well. Perhaps it's more than one thing that's being studied.
Here you can see a moth that's landed on the lens. I love it.
But the strange bursts of light in the sky attracted physicists too, interest piqued by the idea of some unexplained natural phenomenon. We also had a chance opportunity to meet Professor Lashazar Filipov, an astrophysicist. Professor Filipov is often confronted with the question of how life came to being, and if there are extraterrestrial forms in outer space.
It's very difficult in our Academy of Science to make a hole in this area. They are afraid to study new things. I told a lot of people that It's not possible to understand the wrong situation if you're inside the system. But aliens outside of our system, for them it's very easy to observe what happened in our Earth. They observe us, but they help us if we start to understand their meaning, what they think, how they think, what is their knowledge.
We set up base for a week, conducting in-depth interviews with several of the students and monitoring their dedicated scientific study of this particular phenomenon.
We have 2 computers, one for each camera. The picture is from that view, and it's that camera. So the picture is here, and it's from now. But we have 2 cameras and 2 computers, so one for each camera. This bright light, like a yellow light, and he said, don't look right at them, because it's harder to see them. Look from this view to this view, and you will see it. So don't stare at it. Very excited. Yeah, excited.
Because the big ones are not so common, and the big ones are easier to see from the top of the mountains. It's a long way to walk up to the top of the mountains. Yesterday we was here and I saw all these small flashes, a lot of them. You know, the eye is not very good at seeing faint light, but some of them were also as close as 10 meters, closer than 10 meters. And they love it. We don't ask them to go to bed when it's 2 o'clock. We ask them to stay a little longer.
That one came out and went back. That's visible. It was moving and it's not now.
Oh, gone.
Just it's dimming.
We don't see it at all, but you still see it on your
look at it.
on your night vision.
918,8. That is
Vi såg det ljuset utanför.
Very often discovered that our power to our station was turned off when this phenomenon was coming. Very often we got problems just when they arrived. When we put in new batteries in our equipment, and it lasting only just very short period of time, and it seems to be no power at all left in the batteries. If we don't throw away the batteries, we have kept the batteries because it was strange that it should be empty so fast. And later the battery come back with the power again. So there was as they were new again. And that's very strange. What happening out in the field where this phenomenon are showing up, which can make such things with the battery.
We were able to use our military-grade Gen 3 night vision scopes, and, along with what appeared to be camera malfunctions, still witnessed the materialization of a brilliantly lit orb above the mountains of the Hessdalen Valley.
It might still be lighting up, yeah. Yeah, look, it lit up again. And then it flashed back. My technology is flickering. Where are you? Come back. It was so bright.
Wow, that was the brightest thing I've ever seen.
My night vision's flickering.
And now it just came back. Like I literally just got my video back now. I had nothing for 30 seconds. No, Rob, I'm telling you, It was not a battery problem. It was out of focus. And it would not focus in. It looked like there was fog all over the lens.
Okay.
Flash again.
I actually saw it, and it got quite bright, and then it dimmed down, and then it got bright again, dimmed down, and then I think a third time.
Oh, see, just faded out there. Before it hit that other
Yeah.
start, faded out. That was a weird one.
Okay, I'm recording. It's got red and yellow. Okay, here it is in the telephoto right here. It's not a star. It's slightly moving.
Had it in shot, in focus, everything. Hit record, and my phone just white screened and then died. There's 65% battery. Hey, move over.
There it is.
Look, there it is.
Okay, I
Hey,
got
hey,
it.
move
I got
over.
it. Okay, I'm seeing it in night vision here.
Ah, there you go. Hey. Oh, that's one. That's one.
Okay, so we've just gotten to Hessdalen, in the Hessdalen Valley. That's where the famous Hessdalen lights are. We were here in the fall for the what they call summer camp, and we got the lights on video. And we're back again now. It's actually, this is winter camp, and as you can see, it is winter still, even though it's the end of March. And we brought radar, so we're going to set up radar. They've tracked these objects moving at 30,000 kilometers an hour. So we're setting up a radar that will stay here, and it's going to be permanently streaming on the internet so that people will be able to see the cameras streaming on the internet. That's always the case, and they'll be able to see radar streaming. It won't be set up till about probably the summer that it will actually be set up. We're now setting up the radar temporarily at one of the camps just while we're here. Hi.
Hello, Canadians.
Are you Ollie?
Erling.
Oh, okay, Rob.
Hey, Ole.
Rob, Ole.
You don't know to take it out. Take it out. It's not necessary.
Just leave it here all the time?
No gangsters in Hessdalen.
So leave the key all the time in the door?
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
I will look at the
Nobody's
door.
going to come in the house?
Yes.
Okay. And I feel here, oh yeah, there's heat coming in
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yeah, okay. Great. I didn't bring any towels. Oh, there's towels.
Can you use- yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's great, yeah. Perfect. We have a fridge. Oh, great. Fridge is on. Oh, nice and warm.
You can use this.
So leave this
Yes.
running all the time? Okay. Where did your son see the lights? This way?
Yes,
Where did he
yes, yes.
see them this
Yes,
way?
of course.
Yeah. But you haven't seen them? You have seen them?
My wife?
Have you seen the lights at all? Hessdalen lights?
Yes, yes. We have seen the lights. 22 kilometers this way.
Okay.
Yes, in the forest.
In the forest?
Yes.
Some people think it's a natural phenomenon. Other people think maybe it's ETs.
Yes.
Don't know. World headquarters. World headquarters for all things. Okay.
It'll be fun to go on snowmobiles today, eh?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Going up the mountain to the camp on a snowmobile. So we're having fried fish here.
Yeah. We're kind of rustic, old school.
We're roughing it here.
Yeah.
This is a cabin that we managed to snag that the fella's renting to us, but he wasn't able to get up here and just check it, so he had no idea whether it was even usable. But he said, if you want to just take it as is, go for it. So we have, and we're kind of making do.
Yeah, we're doing what we're doing, right?
per second.
What is that in kilometers?
And that's 20 meters per second. That's quite hard.
Like 100 kilometers an hour? Were you up there already?
Yeah, I've been up there and gotten the tent down again.
Okay.
It was 24 meters a second, the wind.
How fast is that in kilometers per hour?
That's
roughly?
like 9 in 100 kilometers per hour.
Almost like hurricane force winds.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a pretty strong storm.
And so, were you guys sleeping up there?
Yeah, 3 guys sleeping up there.
So, well, at least they didn't blow away. But did you have any damage to the equipment at all?
No.
Everything's okay?
Everything is okay with the equipment.
So it's really just setting up the tents again?
Yeah, we're getting that tent down. It's totally destroyed. So yeah, the rods broken and everything was just collapsed.
So you haven't...
10 minuter. Ja, flott. Han går ute. Greit, hej. So the other snowboard driver will be here in 10 minutes.
Okay, great.
And then you are gonna sit on the red links there.
Come on in, Rob. It's nasty.
Oh yeah. So we're used to it.
We're heading into spring now, so we thought we were finished with this.
Oh, you thought?
No. We got a little bit of heat in here. Wow.
Yeah.
Where's the heater? That's it?
Yeah.
That's what heats the whole thing?
Oh, it's the sun. The sun strålar.
Solar?
The solar beams are heating up the tent. So last year we had a graph showing the temperature inside the tent and outside. It was on the day it was up to 20 degrees inside the tent.
Excellent.
When it was -2-3 degrees
outside.
outside.
Yeah.
So it's just the sun heating up the tent.
And even though it's not even sunny.
Yeah,
it's coming through the clouds.
Yeah,
right?
just.
But also the computers, they are heating up a little bit.
Oh yes, they're adding some heat. Now I put the radar dome behind there. I hope it's okay. I hope it doesn't blow away.
No. Well, this tent is pretty.
This one's strong. Secure. But anyway, we're hoping that you know, if you guys catch stuff with your cameras, instruments, then we can correlate it with what's happening with the radar.
Yeah.
You guys, do you run this 24 hours a day or just at night?
The cameras just at night. But the rest of the instruments are all day.
All day, okay.
Also, they can appear as phenomenal without any light. Just
yes, we've seen some of the pictures. Like a little box. The one looked like a little box.
Yeah, but in the day they can appear, but they are invisible.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why we are recording all day.
I'm gonna bring that other one in here too. There's a handle on the end, yeah.
Have you seen anything?
Yeah, actually, yesterday it was just one light staying still in the south, but nothing more than that. But the fun thing about that was that in the exact moment, all of the batteries in our cameras dead.
Yeah. Here. Okay. It's basically a marine radar.
Yeah.
And then the HDMI feed from the display goes through a little box so that we can record it on the Mac.
Okay.
And you can record it. Now it's like, you know, 1 gigabyte per hour, right? No, there should be a piece of wood somewhere. This is really just to provide stability, that's it. Yep. The next thing now is to take it out there and decide where we're going to actually have it. Well, we can, because we can, instead of this plate, it'll be the metal plate, and this here will, you know, be right against the plate. You can do it that way. If you could take down the pole, you could put this radar right on the plate and forget this wood and this pole, right? I mean, that's probably the ideal way, but you want to go through all that.
If you have a catastrophe with this being ripped off in the storm, then we have more problems in the night.
Less problems is better.
Yes. Maybe saving us from disaster.
It's true. A little bit extra work here can save a big headache later.
If you open this.
Transmit. Okay. There we are. This is north. I think the map always faces north, but the radar may not. You guys are going to have to do a test. Somebody's going to have to throw a rock up in the air. Yeah. And hold it up. Because I think that the map always faces north, but the radar depends on the boat heading, right? So it'll be really exciting to catch something with your other stuff and then see what's happening around.
Here we got the concept drawing of the research station. It's based on 20 feet containers.
Yes.
So it's going to be one more at each side, and with the dome on the top, solar dome from the UK.
Yes.
Of glass. So this is on top of Mount Scarva.
And so when people are not there, cameras will be recording inside there as well?
Yeah, cameras will be inside the dome, and there can be people up there and seeing out.
Good day, mate.
We maybe got some sightings yesterday, maybe.
Yeah.
We're not sure, but it can be some.
Yeah.
It was very good you took the time stamps, because we're taking pictures all the time, you know, and then we know at which time we are going to look extra carefully.
And it's like thousands of pictures, and it's like, how would you ever find them, right? Unless you know the approximate time.
We have to look, we look through everything.
Here we have a sausage cooker, our military way to eat lunch out in nature. So we open up the hood here, and here is the container, and we just put some water and some sausages up in here, and we dry for like 1 or 2 hours, and they're perfectly tempered.
Perfectly cooked sausage?
Perfectly cooked, yes. Originally meant for melting snow, but we found a much better solution.
this winter session we have 2 camps. One at this location, which is named Skarvan, and we have also one in that direction, and we call it Bodkjønn. This area is known to be, well, many of the pictures of the phenomena from the first years was taken. There was over this area.
It wasn't really big phenomenons this night, but 2 of them was really good. Was like a really strong blink, like a front light on a car, maybe, but just for like a half second or something.
Following 2 expeditions, one in the fall and one in the winter, many questions surfaced from our own experiences and the information we gathered. Could the unique geology of the valley be responsible? The valley is formed by rocks on one side, rich in copper, and the other rich in iron and zinc. Not unlike the cathode and anode of a battery. Sulfuric acid, leached from the abandoned sulfur mine at the bottom of the valley, could then turn the river into the weak acid of an electrolyte. But where does the charge to energize this plasma come from? The Hessdalen phenomenon seems especially common after a display of northern lights. The idea of a valley battery created by natural geology and charged by solar winds coming from 90 million miles away feels like a far more astonishing explanation than aliens. Each is an equal part of a mystery that is known as the Hessdalen phenomenon.
No, this is my 2nd time, so I only been here once. I kind of wasn't expecting it to be that little light, so when I first saw it I just thought it was maybe a car or a house, or but then I saw it moving when I because it's every time it's taking pictures, at every picture the light was moving slowly, and then it was just gone, and I thought, yeah, that was it. It was the phenomenon. I kind of hoped I could see it with my own eyes, but it was cool catching it on camera. But yeah, I was expecting that it was bigger and more light, but it was good. But when in 2007, I think it's on YouTube, they could film it, and the lights were just like moving towards each other and from each other, and it was moving so fast. So I think it's very exciting. Yeah. I've talked to the people who are living here, but they maybe think it's something. I don't know. Maybe like it's not on Earth. It's not on Earth. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
But I don't know. I have no idea.
The study of UFOs is often thankless work. To perform the truly thorough investigations, it's irrelevant whether or not there's a belief that extraterrestrials have really visited Earth. All a person needs is a rigorous scientific mind, perseverance to investigate doggedly, and a sensitivity for the falsehoods. To date, there's absolutely no solid evidence that meets the standards of scientific proof that UFOs exist. So it would come down to an extraterrestrial walking up to one of us, shaking our hand and saying greetings, all while the world watches on. Until that happens, deep down, people just want to believe. Even if you have an open mind and realize there has to be more to the universe than human beings floating on our own little rock, to see and experience something like this is captivating. It's inspiring. It's life-changing. It shows you that there's truly more out there. When you experience it with others, it brings you together, and it unites people through truth and hope. Even if you only see it once, it changes you. Now, go outside with your friends, family, all those you love, and look up into the sky. Together, we will find the extraordinary in the ordinary. Together, we will make contact. I'm waiting.
change.